Right, everybody. So when I woke up this morning, I was telling everybody it was going to be a hell of a day. And boy, was I ever right. It was a hell of a day. First of all, I live in Yamacraw Beach Estates, Nassau, Bahamas. For those that don't know, that's on the southeastern end of the island. Yes, it's an evacuation zone, and yes, I was told that I should evacuate. Now, I'm a kind of hard-headed fella, and for the most part, another reason that played into me not evacuating when I was told was the fact that I live alone and I don't have any small kids, no women, no children. So I'm thinking if something happens, I should be able to get out. I should be able to take care of myself. A couple of years ago, about 5 years ago, I inherited the house that my mother had left when she died, the house I grew up in. So I've been living there for a number of years, and it's got some sentimental value. And I didn't want to just abandon it. The area had flooded before, and I'd seen some flooding, but nothing like this. I mean, I'd seen some water after storms, so I figured it's gonna be something like that. Wrong. So anyway, the room that I had kind of been staying in was a converted garage. First mistake, because the garage is lower than the rest of the house. It's lower than the rest of the foundation. So I was chilling. It was the good part about it though. It was all cement wall around. Most of the house is drywall. So I was thinking from the fortification, it was going to be a stronger room. So early morning hours, maybe 5, is when the wind really picked up. The trees were going crazy outside, all of that stuff. I had a big tree in the yard that I saw had fallen partially onto the house. Didn't seem to damage anything, but it was just making a lot of weird noises on the roof that had me a little worried. So I'm worried, watching the tree, listening to the wind, doing checks around the house. I was tweeting. I sent I think it was a 6 o'clock all clear, or so far so good tweet. I did the same at 7. I was listening to the radio, tracking the storm with coordinates using Google Maps. I gotta give a shout out to BTC here in the Bahamas. Uh, their services were working pretty much right on through the storm. So I don't know, maybe about 8:30, I'd gone to do a walkabout in the house over to the other side that's on a higher foundation even than the room I was in. And when I got back, no, during the walkabout, I went and I looked out of a window because I'd put aluminum shutters over all the windows. So I looked out of the one of the windows that I could see out of, and I noticed that the water was like already about 3, 4 feet in my neighbor's yard, and it was about that same in my yard. Maybe it wasn't 3. Maybe say about 2, 3 feet, but really high. I'm like, shit. The surge started. The shit was coming in. The water was coming in. The water was coming in, and you know, it there was a current in the water, and it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. It looked like a river of water just filling my neighbor's yard. I think I put a video up. I don't know how clear that was, and that like freaked me out. And I'm like, damn, what about the other side where the tree is and where the room is that I was just in? Ran back over there, looked out the window, and sure enough, the water is coming, bro. It is like someone turned on the faucet like half an hour ago, 15 minutes ago. It was almost dry, just puddles, small regular puddles. And now it's like 2, 3 feet of water and just growing. Ran around to the door that's on that side of the house, and sure enough, that room is already, going up, and it went up like this, man. I'm talking. I put I had put some shirts and towels and clothes and stuff under the door, trying to stop that water, trying to jam tiles and whatever I had to try and stop that water. Nah, nothing was working. So immediately I had to clear out the room I was in, grab stuff, ran to another door, started jamming everything under all the doors of the house because this water's coming now. Got to the living room. It's a little bit higher, and there's a porch in front. So the water wasn't coming through as fast, and I started to jam that door anyway. And within 10 minutes, I kind of sat on the couch in the living room, like, what the hell am I going to do? And before I got to even finish that thought, the water's at my feet, at the couch. Damn. Ran into the bedroom, but look into the bathroom. The water was coming up through the tub, through the drain in the tub, through the toilet. The water's coming up through all those things. Ran into a bedroom, and the water starting to follow me now. It's coming down the hallway. It's coming underneath the bedroom doors. It's coming, man. It's just like someone's got the tap on the water. I'm looking outside, and the problem with the house that I was in, the windows are a lot lower than normal. So everybody always used to remark that the windows are so low. Like, why are the windows so low in this house? That's just the way it was built. Way back in the 70s or whatever, it was built. Anyway, it was built that way. So by the time the water on the outside got level with the windows, I mean, I got shutters up. The windows, of course, are closed, but obviously there's little cracks and little space for water to get through. So water seeping through. The water in the bedroom now is coming through under the door. It's down the hallway. It's already about 3 feet in the house. It's on the carpet. It's coming through. I can see the dark water coming through the carpet. I'm on the bed. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Listening to the radio at the same time, trying to protect my phone. I had a go bag, a little backpack full of overnight clothes and stuff, toiletries and stuff. And the water's coming. So I'm on the bed, just trying to figure what the hell I'm gonna do. Then I hear a bubbling noise. I look down, and the seam where the wall meets the floor, that seam was bubbling all across the wall. Just bubbles, air bubbles, as the water is just rising. And it's just like a pool, bro. It's just water. I'm on the bed for like 15 minutes, wondering what the hell I'm gonna do. When I look over the bed, it's almost level with the bed. I'm wondering, what am I gonna do? Just trying not to freak out. The house is gone now. I'm like, it's over. I'm watching the water rise in my house. What the hell am I gonna do? And within minutes, it's even with the bed. Jump off the bed. Bed's getting full. Stuff's floating everywhere. My tennis shoes are floating down the hallway, floating past me. Everything's floating now. I'm trying to pick stuff up as much as I can and get it up higher. Things that I maybe should have done before, but higher than even they were before. They were on stuff. They were not on the floor. They were on dressers and nightstands. Before long, the water was over the nightstand. So imagine a nightstand on the side of your bed. Water is there, that high, in your bedroom. Okay, one of the bedrooms in the house. Because the house is like a 3-bedroom, but it's like a lot of rooms. But I'm there alone, like I'm saying. So then I'm like, I gotta go higher. I grabbed the nightstand, went over to a chest of drawers, cleared the top off, pushed the nightstand up against it, and used it like a step, and jumped up on top of the chest of drawers and kind of sat on the chest of drawer with my backpack, a gallon of water, pack of smokes, and I'm watching the water rise, man. I'm dangling my feet off this chest of drawers, and I'm starting to figure, what the hell am I gonna do? This house is gone. This house ain't gonna make it another hour. That's it. I gotta get out of here because this is gonna be at the roof. When's it gonna stop? I can now, from the chest of drawer, the angle, I can see out the window that has aluminum shuttering, but I could see out of it partially, and I'm seeing the water outside is even higher. Like it was just my neighbor has a central air conditioning, so they have the central air conditioning unit on the outside of the house. It was over that, way over that. Now it was just about even with that last time I looked. Now I can't even see that no more. It's wind is like way up there. So I'm on the chest of drawer. My phone, you know, getting down there like 50%. I've been tweeting and Facebooking. It's about 9:30 at this point, quarter to 10. So I've been doing some online stuff for an hour or two. So it's down 50% or so. So I'm thinking like this phone's gonna die. I'm gonna be on top of this chest of drawer and this house is gonna fill with water. What the hell am I gonna do? I called a couple people. I called Nemo. I called Nemo. No, I didn't call Nemo. I called the police central command. They were like, nobody's coming out right now to get you, bro. They can't move. The storm is full force. You got to stay where you at for at least 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, 2 or 3 hours. This water's gonna be to the ceiling. I don't know because it's coming up like every couple of minutes. Start panicking, right? Not really panicking, but freaking out. Okay. A Facebook friend of mine, Julian Reed, was on the radio. I'm listening to Julian Reed this whole time, and he's talking. So I sent a message like, "Water is crazy in my house. It's going crazy." And he's like, he read it online. He read it on Facebook like 5 minutes later. Oh, I'm getting a message from a friend that it's water's crazy out in Yamacraw. I'm like, oh, he's getting my Facebooks right away. So I sent him another message with directions to my house. Like, if anybody sees this, or Julian, read this on the radio, whatever. So he did. He read it on the radio. Mico is stranded in Yamacraw. His house is flooding. Anybody can help him out. And it went viral. And some folks took the post from Facebook and they circulated it on WhatsApp and they tagged people on Facebook and tweeted it and whatever. And a coworker and friend of mine heard it on the radio when Julian was talking about it, and she called me and she was like, "I'm gonna try and come get you." I'm like, "What? You gonna try and come? You need a boat?" Because I'm looking outside the window at the same time. It's like the waters. I know it's all over the neighborhood like that. So she's like, "You forget I got a truck." I was like, "Oh yeah, you got a truck. All right, well, see how far you can make it." So she came and she called me back and she was like, "I could make it to Davis' house." And I know where Davis' house is in Yamacraw, but that's real far. It's like about a mile from my house because it's way past the baseball field. It's close. It's almost to the main Yamacraw Hill Road. People that know Yamacraw know Davis and they know the house I'm talking about. Pretty well known family. I'm like, I gotta try to make it to Davis' house then. I'm like, stay there. I'll be there. Man, I jumped off the chest to draw. The water was already past my waist in my house. When I opened the front door, Matthew was carrying on bad out there. I talking wind, rain, water up to my waist, past my waist, getting up to my stomach and chest area. I getting out in my yard. I in the road. I couldn't tell where my house porch stopped. I had to be careful. I almost didn't fall off the porch. Couldn't tell where my porch stopped, where the yard began. Couldn't tell where the yard stopped and the road began. All is just water. Everything is ocean. My neighborhood is just ocean. Looking around like this Armageddon. I can't believe this. This is the end of the world. This my neighborhood. This the ocean. The ocean came and claimed Yamacraw Beach Estates. Okay? Walked down the road. Saw one of my neighbors and I was like, look, I got a ride. We got to go like a mile to get there. She was like, nah, I go wait on Nemo. I was like, all right, well, I could try and make this ride because I don't know how long Nemo could be. Nemo might have to rescue the whole of Nassau right now. Okay. Like, yeah, pushing, man. People had their dogs loose, animals that they had in the yard, the fence down, Dogs going crazy, panicking. They coming out in the water, barking at me. They they just mad and angry and panicking. I ain't stopping for no dog. I gotta get out of here. Coconut trees and other trees in the road. I can't see the bottom. Black water, ocean, spray, wind, one backpack on my back, and I just pushing through. And got around by the baseball field where they have most of the neighborhood has underground electrical wiring, but by the baseball field they have overhead electrical wiring like for the lights and stuff. I'm looking at them dancing at me, dancing, and like thinking to myself, God, don't let none of them drop in this water right now, because I don't know, that'll be the enemy. Cars park on the side of the road, water higher than the glass, almost to the roof of the car, and I pushing. I can't go too fast. I just pushing, water pushing against me, current in the water, all of that, and debris, things floating past me, and all of that, and I just kept going for like a mile, bro. And finally, I got around the bend and I could see the red truck, Yvonne's red truck, parked up by Davis' house. And I started waving, 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 and I saw her flash those lights to let me know that she saw me too. And finally, I made it out there, and you know, all thanks and praise to the Most High God, because I was walking out there for like a mile in water, debris, wind. I fell. I fell once trying to get over a coconut tree. I fell. Salt water in my eyes red. Uh, all of that. But I made it to Yvonne's red truck, and you know, she got me the hell out of there and up to Elizabeth Estates, just on the other side of the road from Yamakura, not far, maybe 5 minutes drive on a regular day, a little slower on a hurricane day with stuff in the road. But we got to her place that was totally different, dry, the roads were clear. Got inside, and I've been here ever since. I've been here ever since. Man, and Yvonne's been the best company. And we had our little fried chicken and all that good stuff. But basically, I lost it all. The house still under there. The whole neighborhood underwater. As far as I can tell from people I'm talking to back in Yamakura Beach Estates, everybody's house is just like mine, underwater. The ocean came up at least a mile inshore. So that would be all of us in Yamakura Beach Estates was in the ocean. Our houses were in the ocean. We had to get like 5+ feet of water in our houses, at least. That's when I left it. I don't know how far it went at the end of the day, but I wasn't sticking around to find out. Okay, and but from what I'm understanding, that was about where it kind of topped off, 5-6 feet. Um, a lot of people lost everything. I know a lot of people was stuck in the back there, didn't make it out, or maybe still up. I don't know what's going on. They still there. Hopefully they got up by now, because the wind has pretty much died down now. The rain has died down now. I understand the storm is up at Freeport right now. But man, this was a day. I had no idea I would lose everything. I had no idea I would lose all the contents of my house. You know, a couple things I was trying to save is throwing them up on the bed, but I know the bed wasn't high enough. I started throwing things higher. It was just, you had to think and move quickly. It wasn't enough time to do everything. I have things up there. I know it's gone. I got out with a backpack, some changes of clothes, stuff I really need. And thankfully, I made it to safety. And I'm pretty safe right here now in Elizabeth Estates. And just waiting until tomorrow to go see how the house looks. Is it something we could fix? Is it something we could rebuild? How much work's going to be necessary to get it done? And just survey the options from here on out. But it's a lot to lose. It's a lot to lose everything like that, but in one day. But I gotta give thanks to God, man. I still have, give thanks to God. I'm still here. I'm unhurt. Um, I heard when I got here in Elizabeth Estates, I heard tales around here that some little girl died. I heard that two guys were in a car and they got in some problems and they died. So I'm hearing some reports of fatalities because of this Matthew, and I'm just happy I wasn't one of them. So stupid, boneheaded Aries, hardhead Ram, as they say, and I learned the hard way. When they say evacuate, get out. The house was gonna be lost whether I was there today or whether I wasn't there today. But I was there, so I had to get my butt out of the house, and thankfully I was able to do it. Some viral messaging, some fast thinking from some good friends. That's what saved me, and of course, God, the man above. But here I am. So that's my story.